What's going on, y'all? We are back with another episode of TGIF. Now, y'all know I always say work ain't honest, but it pays the bills. And the cost of living in Texas is high. So Claudia Jordan is out tonight on a private jet somewhere trying to get her bills paid. But don't y'all fret, honey, because we got a fabulous co-host who's here with us to spill the tea. Now, y'all know her from Married to Medicine. She's also my no-holds-barred, big mouth, ghetto homegirl from Miami. Y'all give a big round of applause for Dr. Heavenly Kinds.
Y'all, what's up, soulmates? We're here to spill the tea and break down the biggest headlines in news and on social media. Now sit back, relax, and get ready to sip this hot tea. Now, Funky, I'm not claiming Florida no more. I've been in Atlanta for 20 years, and y'all just a mess down there. We need to get to these topics, but what's going on down there?
Listen, Heavenly, Florida's so jacked up right now with DeSantis. I'm honestly contemplating moving back up there with y'all in Atlanta, but y'all flooded out tonight. It don't rain for 40 days and 40 nights in Atlanta.
Child, I ain't seen nothing better. I ain't seen none of that, baby. I'm here and I'm dry. I'm real dry over here. So we gonna get it. Listen, let's get to these topics.
Hold on, we forgot to introduce Al. Al, what's going on, brother?
I just show up. I just show up. Hey, Dr. Heavenly.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good to see you. Always good to see you, baby. What you drinking on?
You know, I'm drinking water, Dr. Heavenly. I'm fighting a bit of a cold. But guess what? I took my COVID test again today, and it was negative. So I'm very excited about that. So I'm on the road to recovery.
That's
Funky, you drinking tonight? What you drinking on?
Yes, I got a little bit of Tito's and tea. That's been my drink all week.
Let's get this party started then. Listen, let's do it. The topics. R&B singer Chris Brown recently sat down with Shannon Sharpe on his Club Shay Shay podcast, where they discussed Chris's troubling reputation. Chris says he's not interested in making people believe he's a good person, but he's not going to take any nonsense either. What are y'all thoughts about Chris Brown fighting his public image?
You know what? I 100% agree with Chris. Heavenly, you know this from being in this business. Al, you know this as well. There is just going to be a demographic of people out there who are committed to misunderstanding you. There's going to be a demographic of people out there who are going to hold your past against you, no matter how much you've changed, and you will run yourself ragged trying to convince these people otherwise. And quite frankly, from what I've discovered, they still gonna listen, they still gonna tune in, they still gonna come to their concerts. So why exhaust your time trying to please people who are committed to not liking you? It hasn't stopped anything for Chris Brown. He's made the necessary adjustments to keep his endorsements, still be on the radio, still pop up on people's TV shows. I actually praise this brother from being delivered from the thoughts and opinions of other people.
Yeah, he's been in the game for a minute. He's been in the game for... Go ahead.
No, Funky now. Come on now. We can't pretend like he didn't earn the reputation. Honestly, I believe Chris Brown has been given a million second chances. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. Ever since that public thing he had with Rihanna, to the meltdown at the GMA with Robin Roberts, to abuse towards women, Karrueche, his baby mama talking. Let's not pretend like there isn't a reason for us to look at him side-eyed. Now, the good thing is, and I do agree with you, Funky, is that it hasn't stopped his bag. He has not been blackballed in the industry, at least I can't tell, because he still, appears to be doing very well, still sells, he still tops the charts. So, I can side with him on that, but we can't pretend like his past is not his past now. That's all I got to say on that one.
I think he's living his life, though. He's in the limelight. He's doing things. He dated Rihanna. He had that issue. And he's living his life. But in social media and all that, you got to say them people just be doing too much, y'all. Y'all know they be doing too much, and they make you feel bad and all that. So you have to actually rise above it, and you can't really give a care what they're saying.
I agree with you, Heavenly. We got some soulmates in the chat. Stevie Ray said, Chris Brown is a normal, average black man, and folks need to worry about their fathers beating on their mama.
I agree.
And Beth A said there is a reason he does not show any change. And Miss Gemini 41 said, let the white women care about him.
Uh-oh, Lord.
Is he dating a white woman now?
No, but he tends to I get what she's saying. He tends to play over there in that culturally ambiguous area, that white adjacent area.
Okay, all right. Another R&B bad boy back in court today. Torey Lanez was denied bail, released as he awaits an appeal decision for his 10-year prison sentence. What do you think about these developments? Torey Lanez.
Al, what you think?
Woman in the foot, right? Make the stallion.
Allegedly.
She's hilarious. Look, first of all, we all know that California is the strictest gun laws in the United States. That's number one. The fact that it was also an illegal firearm and he fired it, he was going to go to jail regardless, okay? Because California doesn't play that. Now, what I don't like, though, and I will continue to say this, and I don't know why people feel like because I say this, I'm speaking against Megan. I'm not speaking against Megan. But what I don't like and I don't care for is that I just feel like the court's treatment of Torey Lanez is inappropriate, especially on releasing him while or before his appeal. And let me tell you why. That time is usually used for, especially he's the breadwinner in that family, for him to go back to his family and get his family in order, get all of the paperwork in order. If he's going to go to prison, he needs to make sure that his wife and his kid are secure. And the courts usually allow that. Now, I do understand that they view him as a flight risk because he is a Canadian citizen and they think that he can go back and he'll just be clear of all the charges. But I don't like the fact that they are not allowing him to take care of his family before he has to face a more lengthy time in prison.
M-Town Boy for you said, put Torey Lanez under the jail. You know what, Al? My thing is, I honestly think Torey being super cocky and arrogant, taunting Meg, on social media, so on and so forth. I think that all of that was a factor into how he's being treated. And I think one thing that people fail to realize is that the legal system and the laws might be designed to somewhat be fair, but people's emotions are not. And I don't care what position you are in, and y'all hear me closely when I say this, daughter. If you can appeal to somebody emotionally, or if you can get somebody to feel something, you can get them to act in any way you want them to act, all right? And the fact that the law might say this, but the fact that the judge felt a certain level of disdain for Torey Lanez because of all the stuff that he was doing outside of the case on social media, I honestly think that's what made them come down on him harder because they feel a way about him.
Well, switching gears, social media was in an uproar after the journalist and UFO expert Jamie Maussan presented an alleged remains of two ancient alien corpses to the Mexican Congress. Do y'all really believe these are bodies of aliens? I mean, they don't even look right real, do they? 1,800 years ago? It don't even look right. Y'all believe that? Funky, you believe that?
Dr. Heavenly, I don't know what to believe. I was thinking about this earlier when I was driving home from Burger King getting my Whopper Jr. And I'm going to lean on no, and here is why. There is not enough other people, including experts and government officials, believing this, that it's not dominating the news cycle. I mean, just think about it. If we legitimately, straight up found an alien body somewhere that we can, certify as an alien body, that would be breaking news across every local and national news source. So this says to me that not enough people are even taking this serious for it to be breaking news on CNN. I mean, a Siberian tiger giving birth to triplets would get more news coverage than this is right now. So I'm going to lean towards no, Dr. Heavenly. I'm not believing it.
I agree with you. It look too much like E.T. If y'all going to make something up, at least be original. Be creative, right?
I say that, but look, at the end of the story, we all know that this guy is full of, he's a hoax. Like one of the researchers at the University of Mexico said it was a hoax. And remember, this isn't his first time. He has allegedly discovered similar alien remains in the past, only for researchers to find that it was a combination of mummy parts that he has plastered together.
And to your point, talking about plastered together, Sierra Thompson said, that homemade ass alien looking like Play-Doh. And Tony Johnson said, those are E.T. puppets. And then Soulmate Trevor Mitchell said, there are so many things we haven't seen in the ocean or the Amazon jungle, so I'm not surprised. And our last comment is, So Be It once said, This looked like an elementary class art project.
Yeah, like a paper mache.
It does.
It looks a mess. They
Looks like a paper mache. But how do people like that continuously get booked at these huge conventions? This is like a very scientific, what do they call? They're not called UFOs anymore. What are they, UPAs or whatever? I'm butchering it. But how do they get booked to speak at these huge conventions relating to outer space when they are known to be a documented fraud?
I mean, I think because people probably still think in the mix of them being fraud, they might be a subject matter expert on certain things when it comes to extraterrestrials. Now, listen, Heavenly, and I want to get your take on this, Heavenly. I do believe that there is extraterrestrial life out there. I think that it is very arrogant of us to think of all the planets, galaxies, and solar systems that ours is the only that life lives on. I think that's very arrogant, but I do think that those civilizations are probably so advanced and they probably look down on Earth and realize it's ghetto and don't want to show themselves to us. What you think, Dr. Heavenly?
I don't know. We might be the advanced ones, Funky. I mean, they might be way behind us in a situation. Yeah, I think they're aliens and like you say, UFOs and ufologists, and we've studied all this. But listen, they could come better than that. And also with the UFOs, I mean, like you say, there has to be something else in all the space we got all over the universe. There has to be, and then we got galaxies that have oxygen that are similar to us, but I think they may be behind us and not ahead. With AI, we ahead, baby. We doing trillions and trillions of cells at one time. So you know what? You never know what to believe, though, Funky, because some things could be true. You never know. I done seen things that I think would never be true. And
you really just opened my mind to something, because popular culture would have you thinking that alien life is so far ahead of us. But you know what? You're absolutely right. What if they're actually behind us?
And we trying to get to them first.
Right? We looking in the wrong place.
We always thought that they were ahead of us because they always came down in spaceships, right? And you couldn't travel in time in around the orbit or in space unless you were ahead of us, because we just started traveling to space, right? So I think that's why we always thought that we were behind, right?
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense completely. Coming up next, let's find out why Kelly Price is defending Teyana Taylor, and later we discuss what's really going on at Georgia Fulton County's jail. Ain't that where Trump got his? Keep it locked, guys. Welcome back to TGIF. R&B artist Teyana Taylor and her husband, former NBA player Iman Shumpert, are facing rumors that allegedly Iman is cheating on Teyana. Meanwhile, R&B singer Kelly Price came into Teyana's defense, saying if they got some stuff going on in their marriage, that's between them. Now, what do y'all think about cheating allegations? And where was Kelly Price right before standing up for Teyana? I want to call her Teyana so bad. Listen, Teyana.
This is weird for me, right? Because when you factor in the age difference and the generational differences between Teyana Taylor and Kelly Price is the last person that we thought would be coming forward to Teyana Taylor, especially because we don't know any public relation between these two. As far as Iman cheating on Teyana with this girl, it's come out supposedly that this girl is one of his artists on his label, and that the chain that the girl was wearing was his name, but it's the label chain. And some people are saying, all right, that's fine and well, but why were you laying on him if that's the case? Here is my thing. If she is just your artist, I don't think that it hurts for Teyana or her husband to come out and be like, y'all chill out. We over here kicking it. That's just my artist. But I also think that this young lady did this for this exact reason, wanting this backlash and now trying to play all innocent and act like, oh, it ain't nothing. But I don't know. I mean, Teyana and Iman, they really hold their family close. And the fact that they're not saying nothing is a little eye-opening to me. And then, too, it's been reported that they've been on the outs for some months now. So we don't know what to believe. And all we can do is just sit back and let this thing play out.
Al, what's your take on this?
Let me tell you. This is probably not the smartest take. But I'm a sucker for Black love. This is a very attractive couple. And Teyana and Iman, you guys are so cool. A lot of people look up to you. You know, a lot of people have posted them as symbols of Black love. I have to say that if you guys came out and said that you had an open relationship, I think we would rock with you. I think we would rock with you. It would put away all of these rumors that you're cheating on each other or he's cheating on you. If that's what you are down with, that's what you get into. I think we have evolved as a culture enough that if you're just honest with us, the two of you have the ability to make us respect your two of your choices.
Now, I got a different kind of take on it, y'all, because I've been married almost 30 years, and I feel like all men cheat at some point in the relationship, not my man, but other men, men. But I feel like, listen, if you're the side piece, the side chick, stay in your lane. I mean, you could get your rent paid, your tuition paid, like Meg Thee Stallion, all this. Y'all got to just know y'all role. If you the side piece, which many, I'm sure, record labels sleep with their artists and stuff like that, it's sex, drugs, and rock and roll. That's what it is. So just shut up, get the D, and be quiet, and get your
Meg Thee Stallion first. Meg Thee Stallion got her. No.
I was just saying she went to school.
She was in college. She just said she went to college.
She said it in her song.
Okay, gotcha. All right. I thought you.
Well, you know what, Al, to your open relation comment, we got some soulmate comments. So, Isha Fawn said, "How can you cheat when you're swingers?" And then Katisha Boykin said, in reference to Kelly Price, she need not say nothing at all until she tell us where she had been at. That's what I'm on. Kelly Price, people, where the hell Kelly Price had went at? And then Stacey Robinson says, I don't think he'll cheat on her because I can see her beating him up. And last but not least, Hot Commodity 77 said, I hope not because I love their relationship. I just hope they handle this in the privacy of their space.
I agree.
But on a serious note, I mean, if they came out and told us that they were swingers, I don't know their situation, but if they came out and told us that they were swingers and that they do have an open relationship, we wouldn't kick them out the family reunion, would we?
No, because to be honest with you, I honestly think the lion's share of people already believe that anyway.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
You know, everybody having threesomes, especially the reality TV girls in Atlanta, bringing third people. And they heavily tell us about the one y'all had when y'all brought that.
I had washed the pants and I had got upset with my man. So you know I get the fighting over there. We can't have no two women in my bed because I'm going to start fighting. But that's me here nor there. Let's go to the next story before I get upset. Y'all got my pressure up, okay? Sukihana is clapping back at critics who say she should be canceled because she makes Black women look real bad, real bad. Sukihana went viral at the MTV Music Awards, proposing and twerking on the red carpet. Do you think Sukihana's behavior is enough reason to cancel her? Al, if I did that on the red carpet, what would you say about me?
Man, I would ask for them to take your dental license from you. I'll be super concerned. But let me tell you something. MTV knew exactly what they were doing when they invited her to the VMAs. This is on brand for Sukihana, and she gave them exactly what she was invited to do. She gave them exactly what she was invited to do. She knew that she was going to shut that carpet down by being this type of woman on the carpet. Now, I've said this before on this show. I watched that interview that she did with Cam Newton. That young lady right there is not this person that we see popping coochie, talking nasty and all that. I think she's more than that. And I've said this 100 times before. It's time for the pivot. It's time for the pivot because this right here is getting old. And not only is it getting old, but if you look at her face, she's tired of doing this crap.
What song do she sing? Like, I don't know Sukihana's song. What's she sing now? I know the
you
other
know
lady.
them.
Which one?
You know the songs.
What's the song?
Actually, I don't. I don't know the songs. I just know the social media antics. Much like the Cam Newton interview, I had the pleasure of interviewing Sukihana very early on in her career. I actually know a lot of people who are relatively close to Suki, and they all say Suki is one hell of a mom, and at the end of the day, that's literally all she cares about is her children, and they harp on the fact that she is a damn good mom. Y'all, y'all have heard me say this on this show before. I don't know what to do in this moment, right? Because I have an opinion based on the way I was raised and how we came up, but I'm opening my eyes and I'm starting to listen to the young people. Y'all are telling me that I'm old, I'm antiquated, that I need to get out the way, and that I need to let the young people do what the young people do. But the 40-year-old in me still says that this behavior is just it's a little much, and I can't help but look at it and feel like it's trashy. And I'm not calling her trashy, but it just feels trashy. It feels unbecoming. But the more evolved conversation that I would like us to have as a Black community is that there seems to be a divide, right? You've got the older generation saying she makes Black women look bad. And then you've got some of the younger and just some other people saying she doesn't represent me or Black women. She represents herself. But I would like us as a community to have this conversation about how one person can make us all look bad, because we can't negate the fact that the dominant culture still views Black women as objects, hypersexual, so on and so forth. And Suki and some of her contemporaries play right into that. So, Heavenly, maybe you can help me. I don't know.
Well, this is my question, Q. This is my question, right? If you're going to say she makes Black women look bad, then why and how does she have so many supporters? Why are we talking about her on our show? Why is she invited to all of the top award shows? She's invited to everything. Why does she get so much coverage? If she was so bad, why don't they cancel her?
Because it's very simple, Al. People like mess and garbage. All of us have mess and garbage going on in our lives to some capacity. And when people view stuff like this and reality TV shows and other people that act crazy like this, it actually makes them feel good about the shit that they got going on in their life, because at least they can say, you know what, I might got some shit going on, but my mama ain't Frankie from Keisha Cole. My daughter might be on drugs, but she don't act like Sukihana. It makes us feel good. It's escapism.
But guys, wasn't it kind of comical? I mean, she wouldn't even look like she was trying to be sexy with it. She just bending over like she tired. Now, I don't know Sukihana and I don't want to smoke. But listen, y'all actually being real light on this woman. This woman does not represent me or anybody like me. She represents herself. But it looks like almost like she trying too hard. Like, girl, just to get my butt out here. Like, you ain't even sexy. Now, Cherry was sexy. You know what I'm saying? Do sexy with your man. Get sexy. Do that. But all of that, it's a lot. It's too much. And I don't know Sukihana. I don't know what song she sang. But people are all about views. Just like you say, reality TV, drama sells, mess sells, whatever y'all gonna talk about, they're gonna keep pushing it out there. And as soon as y'all keep, as long as y'all talk about Sukihana, they're gonna keep inviting her to stuff so y'all can talk about her some more and get some more views, okay? Yeah. But in other news, coming out of New York, a 78-year-old grandmother was scammed out of $10,000. The grandmother received a phone call from a scammer posing as her grandson and asking for bail money. What are y'all thoughts on the scam? Y'all, why don't y'all just get a job? Come on, man. Funky, get a job. Stop scamming folks.
This is sad, and I'm pretty sure it has something to do with that AI, because they can use that AI and make that voice up. And unfortunately, when you call an older person like this, they don't know any better. They scared. They just trying to do whatever they got to do to get their grandbaby out of the thing. This is another conversation that we need to have. Scamming, stealing, pimping, robbing, and hoeing is on an all-time high. And I think a lot of it is largely in part to social media. We live in a world now where all people see is the bling and the things, and they want it by any means necessary. There once used to be a time when you saw people with Gucci and gold, it reflected their accomplishments, right? It said, oh, that person is somebody. They're educated. They're a professional. But now you see, the girl next door with you see the stripper girl having, and it's like, not everybody wants it too by any means necessary, and they don't want to work. We've put so much value, status, and validation into flossing, flexing, and flaunting that people want it by any means necessary, and they're willing to do illegal things to get it.
And not only do they want it by any means, they don't want to work. They don't want to do it. They just want to snap and have it. Just like the girl that say the man stole $13 so he could give her something. Come
Sexy
on,
red.
get a job. Let's work, guys. I don't know what this community, this society has come to, but y'all need to get a job, y'all, and stop this. And grandmama, you know better. Now, mama, you know better. You should. Wait a minute. I'm gonna just say this. Before you dang do that, I know y'all got AI, y'all change the voices, whatever, but I need some more information and I need a receipt because I don't believe my own dang grandkids and my own kid. I ain't got no grandkids. God forbid. I ain't got no grandkids, but my own kids. So I need information from the courthouse before I pay anything. I'm not giving the money directly to you anyway. So, Al, what you think?
So this is the deal. Scamming the elderly is a billion-dollar industry, guys, and we know this. This is like it's about as old as the oldest profession in America, which is selling it. You know, I'm telling you, it's. I think I want to say I read somewhere in 2022 there were 460,000 cases of scamming the elderly. And that was reported by the Federal Trade Commission. And it was to the tune of scamming the elderly to the tune of $1 billion. And the reason why everybody does it is because it's easy. Number one, the elderly usually have a large egg, a large nest egg, because they've been saving their entire lives, right? And they always are easily persuaded to give money when it comes to you telling them that they want a prize or that it was a sweepstake or something regarding their relatives. And the last thing is, because they get scammed so frequently, they are too embarrassed to tell anyone. So that's why it makes them prime picking. This is nothing new. This has been going on for years, if not decades. And it's because it's $1 billion business.
Wow. But I know in this story, they say he posed as the attorney. You know what I mean? Not even the son as the attorney saying, hey, we need to get your son or your grandbaby out of jail. I just need some more information. But you know what? That's neither here nor there. And it's a shame. Y'all shouldn't scam grandmama. She worked real hard for that money, picking cotton or whatever she did. Whatever she did for the money, she worked hard for it. Coming up next, find out why Georgia's Fulton County Jail has been questioned and later a politician is getting backlash for their sexy side hustle. Stay tuned. Welcome back to TGIF. Georgia's Fulton County Jail is coming under heat after another inmate died while in custody. This is the 6th death at the jail since July and the 10th death this year. What do you think is going on in Fulton County Jail, Al? What's going on down there? Ain't that where Donald Trump got his mugshot?
Yeah, it sure is. I don't know.
Got a lot going on down there.
Isn't this your state? This is your city down in Atlanta. It's just unfortunate, but there is one guy who I think is the public defender, Maurice Kenner. I think he's the only one that has come up with what I think is a plausible way to deal with the overcrowding there. And he's basically petitioning the Supreme Court judge to allow detainees who meet certain requirements and can't make their cash bond be released on what they call a signature bond. That way you won't have the overcrowding. The ones that are really sick, because I hear from what I understand, a lot of the elderly detainees who can't meet bond are the ones that are dying. And I think he's come up with a way that we can cut back on the deaths and also cut back on the overcrowding in the Fulton County Jail.
Child, they say that place is a death trap, Funky. You ever been to jail, Funky? And how was
I did, and that's the one I went to, child.
For real? I was joking. Listen,
I did, but I was only in there for a traffic citation. And when I walked in, they were like, they took us all in a paddy wagon. And they was like, all right, who bonded now and who going upstairs? I knew I was bonded out. So they was like, go that way. I only had to sit in what would be the equivalent of a hospital waiting room. I never went behind bars. I never had to change out. And about 4 or 5 later, they called my name. And my friends had bonded me out for $113. And that makes my point. You know, Georgia, and I've heard this before on the radio when certain politicians were talking, and it bothers me when there's such simple solutions to what seems to be complex problems. In Georgia, they put you in jail for anything. Now, I'm from Miami, Florida, baby. I stayed riding dirty when I got out of college, baby. I ain't never had no license. I ain't never had no car insurance. I ain't never had no tag. And when they pulled you over, they gave you another ticket and sent you on your damn way. I took them Miami waves up to Atlanta, and them people put me in jail. Okay? People shouldn't be going to jail for traffic citations. They should not be going to jail for traffic citations. My bond was $1,300. My friends only had to pay $113 to get me out. It was a complete waste of time. And you've got a large percentage of people sitting up in that jail for traffic citations. If you knock off the traffic citation people alone, that would free up, I'm sure, 20 to 30% of the jail space. If you free up people that's in there for just petty things, and I'm not going to say not paying child support is petty, but you've got people in there on paperwork crimes, registration crimes, that should not be in jail. If y'all could just let people out for stuff like that, it would free up the damn jail problem, in my opinion.
But y'all all know the history of jail. We ain't gonna talk about how it's a form of slavery and all that. We're not even going down that road. But it's a definite distance between the have and the have-nots, because the people can bail out. Did Donald Trump did he spend 20 minutes back there? If you got money, you ain't going to jail. You know what I'm saying? I know plenty of people that got arrested for terrible things. If they can make their bond, they may go to jail, but they getting right out. You can get right out. So it's the difference between the have and the have-not. What I'm saying all this to say this. Join Dr. Heavenly University to get a dang legacy for your children. So when your children go to jail, damn it, you can have some money to get them out, okay? I ain't trying to make light of this because people are really dying, but I hear the jails are doing certain things to show that they're underserved and they have very bad areas and very bad undertaking in the jail just to get money, because they're trying to build a new $1 billion jail. So they're trying to make it seem like it's a slum and all this so they can, oh, well, yes, it is, baby Al. It is. I'm looking at the picture. Oh,
but
yeah,
you know what, Heavenly? To your point, that room is too small to be that nasty. It is. It ain't no buckets in the jail. The COs can't ride by in the car and give the people a bucket and let them. And again, when I went to Florida State University and got my degree in economics, no people ain't teach me shit about criminal justice, okay? But just being a civilian on the outside looking at that, it feels like a simple, easy fix to me.
And it is. They say
it's jail
on purpose.
Why can't you make
they want money?
It's a jail. Why can't you make the prisoners clean it up?
Clean up. Everybody crazy.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either, child.
Everybody crazy. In the world of sports, the NFL is on defense again after former NFL reporter Jim Trotter filed a discrimination lawsuit against the league. In the lawsuit, Trotter alleges that the Buffalo Bills owner Terry Pegula said that if black players don't like it here, they should go back to Africa and see how bad it is there. Now, it is bad in Africa, I'm gonna tell you that. But the man should have said it. Do y'all think Trotter has a strong case against the NFL?
I think that white man should be punching his damn face for saying some shit like that and for having the audacity to say that shit within earshot of black people. As it relates to suing the whole NFL, I'm not a legal scholar. I don't know. But overall, it goes to show how they feel about us. And I'm sorry, but is it me or am I the only person who looks at the NFL and the NBA and all these other organizations as modern day slavery? Like, these things so vividly look like slave plantations to me. You've got the white slave masters and overseers that got these little black ants on the field playing. And I've always said this: if they can afford to give you a $30 million contract, imagine how much they making off your back.
That is so true. Al, what's your opinion? Because I feel like the NFL, now I could play the devil's advocate for you, Al, and think about it as a business owner, right? NFL is a business, right? And if you're in my form of business, right? You in my business and you don't like what I'm doing, you got options, right? I ain't gonna say
no. Hold on, Dr. Heavenly. Hold on now. You ain't gonna be able to have those options off of the back of the black players of the NFL. There's 1,700 football players in the NFL, and 1,200 of them are black.
Right.
And 800, and the average salary is about $860,000 per player, which for our community, as it relates to black capital, that's $1 billion of black capital in our communities that these young black men are allowed to have. Now, can you imagine them, the owners and the NFL, making multi-billions off of the backs of those black players? I commend Trotter for stepping in this space and being very vocal. He did it in 2022. He did it in 2023. He asked Gazelle the exact same questions. What are you going to do about the lack of diversity as it relates to GMs, as it relates to owners, and as it relates to higher management in the NFL? And because he said it too many times and too loud, you're now going to fire him. And that is wrong. What I would like to see are our talented young black men band together, because listen, the NFL and anybody, I don't care what anybody say, if the NFL would not exist if it wasn't for the talented black young boys that participate in the league. Period. Absolutely. End of story. So if they don't like it, they can sit down, and it could be a bottom up instead of a top down. This top down slave master to slave has got to end. I'm sick of this.
Al, listen to me for a second.
You ain't gonna be able to say anything to me today.
Let me make my point. And I was being a devil advocate. I was not serious. But however, what I'm saying to you is, what black group you know sit down together? I mean, that guy kneeled one time and he lost his job. What black player stood up for him? He lost his job forever. So yes, that's a very valid point, that we could all, and they do run the NFL and the NBA, but they're not sticking together. And I think that's one of the issues. So yes, I do commend the guy for standing up, and he lost his job and he got a lawsuit for it as well. But we do need to come together, Al, and that's what we're not doing. So we could talk about it all day, but until we can get ourselves together.
I totally agree with that. I'm just saying, I am no longer from the vantage point of just because they own me means they're going to tell me what I can and cannot
and that's you. Get all your people together with you, because if they don't stand with you, you alone, and you will be set out just like the guy. What's the guy with the afro that did
Colin Kaepernick?
He gone. So let's get it together. I don't know. That kind of makes me like passionate about it. I get you, Al. I get passionate about it because yes, it's wrong. But we got to move on. Keep it locked, because coming up next, we'll find out which politician is being outed for their adult entertainment, and later see what former boxer did just go viral. Stick around. Welcome back to TGIF. A woman running for a Virginia House seat was exposed for making money from posting sexy clips of her and her husband online. The 40-year-old Democrat, why she had to be a Democrat, Susie Gibson, said the resurfaced videos are an invasion of her privacy. Should she be shamed for this, Al? Al, should she be shamed?
I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm from Virginia. What the hell is going on in Virginia? You know what the sad part here, Dr. Heavenly, is that Virginia is at jeopardy of being flipped to a Republican red. And so this is just, I'm wondering if this is a plant, honestly. Think about it. I mean, she and her husband, and Virginia has probably one of the highest or the worst vetting systems for those who are trying to be in politics. I think this is a plan, in my opinion. Her and her husband had to have known you cannot go on these platforms, and I forget the name of the platform, but we all know it, and perform oral sex on each other and other sexual acts, and then act like it wasn't going to resurface 3 years later. Something in the milk ain't clean here, and if I am really, really thinking about it, this may be something engineered by the Republicans.
Wow. I agree with you 100%. Funky, what's your take on this? Because I got a take and I want to give it, baby. Tell me what you think.
You know what, Al, that was a very interesting take on it, and it did make me open my eyes to something. But I was about to say this. You know, as a community, as a society, we are evolving, and y'all are going to have to decide, are we sex positive community or we are not sex positive community? Can I wear revealing outfits to work when I teach children because I got a banging ass body, or must I dress like I'm from Little House on the Prairie? Can Sukihana crawl around on the ground at the MTV Awards, or do she have to stand up and be classy? You can't have it with conditions, and you can't have it both ways because it's confusing. So either I can lay it low and spread it wide on the video and still be a professor, a doctor, a school teacher, or a politician, or I can't. Y'all need to make up your mind on which one it is we're going to do, and I'll follow, because this is confusing to me. As far as I'm concerned, it was 2 consenting adults. She didn't do nothing wrong, and I'm the first person to say, don't judge me from my past because I don't live there no more. Maybe her and her husband were in a sexually exploitive place. Not to mention COVID was going on 3 years ago. Work ain't honest, but it pays the bills. You see Claudia Jordan ass ain't here, okay? People got to do what they got to do to get their bills paid, okay? And then people's making extra money. You see it with the rise of OnlyFans. Am I a bad person because I hunched on OnlyFans? Y'all hoes around there hunching for free, or hunching to get your car fixed, or hunching for bags, or hunching for $50. I'm just confused. Let me know what the rules are, people, and I'll follow.
Man, oh man. Now, y'all know this is politics, right? And politics, by definition, is going to pull out any old thing they can find. And when they find something like this, they're going to pull it out. Listen, just like Al said, it's turning over to be a red state almost. So they're going to find anything to shame this woman, and they found it, okay? If this lady was African-American, and she would be shame. I hate to make stuff racial, but it is. She would be shame. Now, little baby, she's sweet as pie. She's probably a great politician, and she's going to make a good seat person there. But baby, when you ran, you ought to have known. And she thought the stuff was put away to the side. No. We pulling out all your dirt, and that's what we do. This is politics. It ain't personal, okay? Let's move it forward. Speaking out, calling out politicians, human rights activist Candice Matthews was put in the heat on a council member for misusing city money. Take a look.
Hey, City of Prairie View, do y'all know that y'all paying for lingerie?
No.
That's what you paying for.
My God.
That's what mobility is. Y'all paying for lingerie. Y'all paying for David Allen get his freak on.
Candice called out the council member for using the city's money to buy lingerie and making fraudulent insurance claims. Guys, what do y'all think about Candice calling out the city council? Funky, what you think of all this?
So you know what, Dr. Owens has come across my social media feed maybe within the last month or so, and I've really been following her. She really has been putting the pressure on these council people. And you know what, sometimes it takes that one person to be the leader. What I would like to see, though, from the city of Prairie View, I would like to see them rally around this sister, and for more people to be vocal, because right now it's looking like everybody just sitting back in the peanut gallery waiting on her to do all the dirty work. But I want to see the city of Prairie View rally behind this woman and be equally as upset. As of now, it seems like people are just there for the entertainment value of it all, but I'm not seeing the upset. And I want to see the upset from them, and I want to see the upset from the commission members who she challenged to impeach these people who are doing wrong by the city of Prairie View. But overall, Dr. Owens, keep doing the damn thing. And please feel free to reach out to any one of us, Al, Claudia, or myself, or the FOXSOUL Instagram. We would love to have you on the show.
Oh, wait a minute now. Okay. Okay, this is my only problem now. She's going to call out somebody else for doing fraudulent activity. But this woman is starch full of fraudulent activity.
You ain't supposed to say that, Al. Let it go.
Oh no, this is all public information now. She had a fraudulent application to obtain a state license. She said she got a doctorate degree from USC, but she didn't. She got a doctorate degree from a Bible college, and they can't even confirm that. I think we need to know a little bit more about this young lady's background. But if you do a Google search on her, she has quite a bit of information surrounding her possibly not being as forthright as she should be in politics.
Well, we gonna pray for her, because politics is crooked, starting from the rooter to the tutor. We ain't talking about Donald Trump. Let's move on. Coming up, a boxer takes a viral moment too far right after this. Welcome back. Veteran boxer Adrian Broner went viral for a video of him causing trouble at the Mickey D's. Take a look.
Cause I'm about to check my right here, my boy.
So what happened?
I gotta check it right here to make sure ain't nothing wrong with my shit on.
You need a shirt to be.
Hey man, relax, my brother.
You relax.
Man, which one of y'all did that, bro? Come on, let me, my boy.
Calm down, or I'm gonna call the cops for you.
Even though the video was only a prank, some fans are concerned about his behavior. Do you think Adrian should be arrested, Al?
No, I don't think should be arrested. He gives me like Kanye West, Antonio Brown vibes. You know, like he's an athlete. He's been going through a lot recently. You know, he had to like a title fight he had to back out of in 2022 because of mental health issues. And also recently, and I feel bad on this part, his father figure, the only person that really trained him forever, recently died. So maybe this is just his way of managing some of those issues that he has going on. But going to jail, I don't think it's going to be the solution for this.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Funky, what do you think on this?
Yeah, definitely don't think jail is the situation. You know, when I looked at this, my stomach turned and I wanted to heel over from how lame it is. It's just, I can't think of any other word other than lame. And I just feel bad for this current generation. And maybe it's because maybe it's twofold. Maybe because I've been a social media influencer for 13 years before it was even cool. I was doing it before people began doing it for likes and clicks. I don't understand that portion of it. Not to mention, I don't understand this new generation whose whole identity is just rap and getting likes and views. We never did corny shit like this.
Yeah, no.
And it concerns me as to what you get out of it. Walk me through this. Hey, dog, all right, Al and Heavenly, we gonna go to McDonald's. Then when I get to McDonald's, Heavenly, you park the car and you get out and hold the phone. And then I'ma act like I'm going in on the boy. And then Al, you say this on the counter. Like, that shit just feels stupid to me.
It is stupid.
And then after you capture it and y'all go back home and post it, what are you getting out of it?
Now, I have to say, I'm going to have to interject here just a little bit. As a mother, you have to teach your young boys how to act. As a Black man built the way that he does, look at the way that he does, people automatically kind of going to be afraid of you, even if they Black. So if you walk into McDonald's acting crazy, and I think he did get it as a hoax, because, you know, there's this big dude that does on social media and he slaps food out of people's face and all of that. But I think he was trying to be funny. But like you said, it was lame. It just wasn't funny. And it was kind of scary to somebody that didn't know what the hell he was talking about. But we got to move on because the social media influencer Dana Chanel has been ordered by the Pennsylvania Attorney General to pay $87,000 to misled customers. In one case, Dana charged one customer $2,000, but she never rendered the service. Now, what services is she giving? But what do you think about the outcome? And do you stay safe from social media scams, Al?
I mean, it's very hard. You know, they make it look as legit as possible, especially how they prey on you on social media. I just didn't like this because it was not just her. It was her father and her sister. They were all a part of this scheme. And the people that were affected the most were mostly Black-owned businesses. So that's two strikes against her. And not to mention that this young lady is just all around a scammer and people know it, but people are still following her. She has 1 million followers on IG, everybody. And that just does not make sense to me. I think that her looks may have something to do with it, but the fact that you're scamming people out of their hard money, the fact that you're taking advantage of a Black-owned businesses, and the fact that it's a family affair, it's all thumbs down for me. She needs to go straight to jail.
I'm over the scams. I'm over the scammers, and I'm over all of it. I just can't stand it, and I think it's something just awful. In lighter news, let's get real light here, Funky. In news, R&B singer Ashanti and rapper Nelly are officially back together again. On the show Boss Moves with Rashida, Nelly says, "We're cool again," and I think it surprised us both. It wasn't anything that was planned, and Ashanti showed up to the MTV Video Music Awards carrying a purse with her and Nelly's photo on the front. What do you think about Nelly and Ashanti getting back together? Q, ain't that the cutest thing? Ain't that cute?
You know, I definitely think it's cute. I definitely think, you know, there's an old saying out there that say you never go back to what broke you. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that say people are X for a reason. But I'm from the school of thought that if you use your discernment, sometimes y'all just may not have been ready back then. Sometimes one person may have been young or both people may have been young, and there still was some figuring out to do, especially when you consider being young and rich in the entertainment industry. Now that they've had time to sow their royal oats, they realize it ain't nothing out there. I think that from a profile perspective, that this is a perfect coupling. So I hope that they work out.
Al, what you think, Al?
Do we even know why they broke up in the first place?
Not really.
Yeah, you know, I'm a sucker for Black love, so I'm here for it. I love the fact that it's a 20-year later rekindling, and it seems like they're both going to get it right this time. And I can't wait to see if they're going to try to have like a little one or something like that.
I know that's right. They're so cute, and I'm all for Black love too. And like I said, they probably had time to mature, grow up, and then they got back together. That means that there was something real. There was something kindling that brought them back together. Ain't that beautiful, y'all? Okay, ain't that beautiful? Ain't love beautiful? Then you get some beautiful look. I mean, last weekend you had some.
Well, Dr. Heavenly, see, with your big mouth ass, you always telling people business.
I put that out here earlier. You put that
I have a personal rule, and the TGIF people know it. I do not talk my love life on social media.
Not on social media.
I don't, or in the public at all. They will not tell my relationship.
Said we not on social media.
Y'all will not know what the hell going on with me. As far as I'm concerned, I'm dating a scarecrow. So.
Okay, well then, good luck with that, okay? I want to thank my co-hosts, Al Reynolds and Funky Dineva, for including me tonight. Thank y'all. And guys, please follow me at dr_heavenly on everything social, and watch for us thanks for watching us on YouTube, and stay tuned for McClellan and Morrow.
McMillan and Morrow, honey.
McMillan and Morrow. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. And listen, hopefully when Heavenly get here tomorrow, that teleprompter don't be messing her ass up.
I know that's right, because I can't see you. That's all right, baby. I can stay in here good.
Bye, soulmates. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Have a good night, soulmate.